Yeah, man.
Oh, you're always welcome, Gary. Don't worry about it. The only one I don't like is that pressable defect. Oh, we're live. Hey, what's going on? Welcome, everyone, to a return to the live shows on Thursday night right here at Comics Historian. I've joined tonight by Jem from Gem Mint Collectibles and Gary from Very Gary Comics.
Hey, you've been practicing.
And tonight we're going to be chit-chatting about episodes 2, 3, 4, and inevitably 5. We're going to be going into that. But since we didn't do an episode after episode 1, we thought it'd be fun to kind of go through the whole mid-season. How What If is shaping up? Are we liking it more, disliking it more now that we've had 5 episodes? And we'll probably talk very little about the episodes we barely remember, and we'll talk a lot about zombies. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So, I mean, I think they're progressively getting better. I mean, it's hard because that Doctor Strange one was so strong, but between Strange and zombies, now the next one from the Sharon Carter episode is what if T'Challa became Star-Lord, right?
Yes. Which to me is when I finally got hope. That's what I finally got hope.
Yeah, you said.
I was like, oh, this is good. Like, okay, why did you open with Sharon Carter? Like,
so that's the thing. So Sharon Carter, they changed the character, but the story kind of stayed the same. This time they changed the character, but things ended up way different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick Boseman's last performance, of course, that's always going to hit a little harder. But I don't know if I really liked it. I don't know. I have to hear what you liked about it.
Question about that real quick. Question about the Chadwick Boseman thing. Was it not him in Zombies?
So that I don't think it was, because I was thinking the same thing. It was promoted as it was his last acting work, right? In the
Star-Lord one.
The
right?
Star-Lord,
Star-Lord one, yeah.
But the one in Marvel Zombies did sound a little bit off to me. I think maybe it was someone else. Maybe the chat will probably know more than we do, but
they always do.
I felt like it was an episode of Everybody Loves T'Challa. It was just, I don't know, they just wrote him to be too likable, too good. Everything works out. He's like the all-wise character, and I found that kind of boring.
Oh, go ahead, Gary.
I think I said on your stream during episode 1 that this was going to be Sharon Carter was going to, or Peggy was going to be the weakest episode.
Yeah.
And by far, I think it's the weakest episode. I think they are getting progressively better, but Jem, I'm going to agree with you. I feel Doctor Strange was such a great episode to me.
Yeah.
I thought that was so much fun.
I think everyone can agree on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I say fun, but it was like dark. Like they were getting darker and edgier and like, ooh, I'm enjoying this with each one. But Jem, I got to agree again. The Star-Lord T'Challa episode was much better than the Cap one, but not. It's the second worst so far.
I mean, just to go in line with that, T'Challa, me and my wife, we watched the original, and she's not a huge MCU buff. She's more of a video game girl. She doesn't do the whole comic books that much, but she'll do them with me. When we watched Peggy Carter or Sharon Carter, she didn't want anything to do with the show. She's like, go ahead and watch it for your job. I don't care about that one. In T'Challa, I didn't tell her to watch, and the what if we lost the world's mightiest Avengers? I didn't tell her to watch. But Doctor Strange, I was like, no, you got to come back. You got to watch Doctor Strange. You'll like this one, and you will like zombies. So
for sure.
That for me, Strange was the selling point that this show is good. It's worth seeing.
You know what? What's really fun about the way you did it with her is with What If, they are essentially one shots. So you don't have to watch them all.
Just like the comics were.
Yeah. Well, me and her like a lot of those anthology shows. We like shows that you can just jump in, a nice little tight hour, enjoy it.
Black Mirror is like that, I think.
Well, we love Black Mirror. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so you know what? I think I actually liked the Captain America episode more than the Star-Lord Black Panther one. I really liked Steve Rogers in the what was it called? The Hydra Smasher. I liked the aerial scene. I was real big on that. The whole he talked Thanos out of genocide, that was a little bit like, okay, I mean, dang, he's charismatic as hell, man.
But see, I like that. I like that he's so good at intergalactic Black Panther. I'll agree. The Thanos thing was a little over the top, but I felt that was just a fun nod and Easter egg to the idea of Thanos could have just been talked out of it if somebody spoke to him. Because
that's it. Nobody talked to him.
Yeah, because in Infinity War and everything, like nobody talked to him. He just showed up and he's like, I want the gems. And they're like, fine, let's fight. Like,
right.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
No one just said, "Hey, what's up? What do you think genocide is?" I don't think that's a good idea. Like,
I'm gonna go back. Cool. The reason, and I think we may have touched on this when we were doing your show.
Yeah.
I think overall, and people may disagree with me, I think What If may have lasting impressions on the MCU.
You say that, but I don't know.
Bullet points. For instance, the Star-Lord episode, they referenced the Necro Sword. I thought that was huge. And in the Doctor Strange episode, they really focused on absolute points in time, right? Like this cannot be changed. I wouldn't be surprised if the Necro Sword, we get it in Thor, or these absolute points in time. What if we get that in Doctor Strange? And not only that, what if, because I think we were all joking about this, and there was those silly memes and rumors that we saw Carter in Loki, right? Oh, there she is as Captain America, blah, 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 in the background. What if we do get some of these what if characters somehow, some way through the multiverse in the MCU? And I keep going back to the darker Doctor Strange, because he's not dead and gone. He's essentially encapsulated, right? He's a CGC 98, whatever you want to call him. He's encapsulated. And what if we get a darker Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness? What if that happens? This all powerful.
I mean, they could, especially in Multiverse of Madness, they could always throw a nod to any one of these episodes because it's multiverse, right? Oh, in that pocket dimension or whatever. And I think, and somebody in the comments is saying that as well. They kind of went out of their way to let us know this was canon. They didn't really have to do that. So it's possible that there could be stuff borrowed, stuff like the Necro Sword, events or what have you. So, it could be.
Yeah. Well, obviously we don't want to talk that much about the T'Challa episode, so let's just go to 3 so we can move into Doctor Strange, because we all keep bringing up Doctor Strange. So when it was let's go to the 3rd episode real fast. What if the Earth's mightiest heroes had all died? It's the one where they all die. I wasn't a huge fan of that episode. I thought it was okay. It was kind of a fun whodunit, but there was zero clues and zero lead-in that it was going to be Hank Pym.
Right.
So it was just like, oh, that was okay. I like the idea of like Hulk breaking, like just exploding.
That was cool. Again, though, remember that's the 3rd episode, so I thought again they were progressing better.
Right.
With each one, they were getting better. And better.
They went with something totally different, right? They gave us the little nods, like Iron Man inside of the donut hole and everything from The Simpsons or whatever. But they did something completely different where there's somebody killing everybody, and I kind of like that it was Hank Pym, because I used to always say like, man, they have the Avengers, but like Ant-Man was like a main original Avenger, and he always got done dirty until they kind of showed that a little bit in the Ant-Man movie. So it kind of made sense, but it's kind of weird to foreshadow the most recent episode that Ant-Man killing people and being the problem in each episode, I guess, or in the 2 episodes.
That is true. I also am a little sad that they didn't just Easter egg, like for one of the Avengers, he jumped up their butt and like expanded,
like the Thanos.
Because we got a very similar thing in Zombies where Wasp was inside. I when she got swallowed and blew up in Zombies, and we'll talk more about it in depth. I was like, it's the exact opposite of the butt thing. Disney doesn't want to do the butt thing. That's what it is.
It would be good. Let's just do the reverse of the butt thing. People will get it.
Right.
Exactly. They'll understand what we're going for.
I guess they tried to set it up to make you think it was Nick Fury. I thought it was Nick Fury the whole time.
I didn't think it was Nick Fury, but I thought that there was going to be some kind of lead into something. Like that it wouldn't just be, here's a character we haven't established and wasn't a part of things, and unless you're a super hardcore Avengers fan, wouldn't even acknowledge should have been here. So there was no clues to it. But I did like how he showed what Loki did, though, how he conquered the planet, and like it kept going past all that. And it was like, oh, Loki has done quite a bit without Thor.
That's right. I forgot Loki, and Loki was avenging Thor's death. What was Hank Pym's motivation? I don't even remember on that episode.
Because Hope died, I believe, or not Hope. What's her name? His wife.
Janet. Yeah. No, I thought it was Hope. I thought it was Hope.
Was it?
Because he said it's about Hope. It's about Hope. So I think Hope got recruited in.
Okay, and then died, right? And he was
that was the whole point. She died working for Fury, so he went in and found Fury's new plan and killed all the Avengers before they could be turned into anything.
Yep. Okay.
I had fun with it. I didn't know what to expect, so that's why I kind of thought it was fun. And then it was cool to see all the Avengers getting picked off one at a time, and then the rise of Loki. It was fun.
No, I really enjoyed it. But once again, this episode was good. And at this point, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch What If every week. And even if it wasn't my job, I would be watching this. But I still wasn't trying to get my wife back into it. I was like, all right, well, I'll have fun with it every Wednesday morning. Problem solved.
That's a huge nod to like Iron Man 2, Avengers 1. That's MCU stuff, hardcore.
Right.
But then moving into the next one is Doctor Strange, right?
And that's the one we can all agree was the pivotal. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a good series. This can be good.
This
Because
can be good. That's
Yes.
that's important right there. What you said. This can be good.
It was
because-
heartfelt, man. Him seeing her die time and time again, and no matter what he did, it kind of reminded me of another movie in that sense, where no matter what you do, this is the fate. She has to die. And then, yeah, like Gary said, they explain later that that's an absolute point in time. But I don't want to say Groundhog Day, but there's definitely a movie like that. Like, no matter what you do, you can't change it. Is it the Tom Cruise movie where it's like he keeps on respawning?
Oh yeah, there's
A turtle. No, the Turtle Sunshine Spotless Mind's another one. That
Nah.
one is Vanilla Sky. I thought.
No. He's like a gunner. I don't know, I forget what.
Yeah,
it's
I know
called.
the one you're talking about. Yeah, and he can't seem to break out of the loop for that one.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
there's a Netflix show like that too, Russian Doll or something. But that was like the chick from American Pie.
Edge of Tomorrow. Josh
No,
Brolin
that
got it, yeah.
Russian Doll was she was in Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah,
And then she got stuck in a loop. Yeah.
yeah, that one. Yeah,
So anyway, you
It was
got
that alright.
Doctor Strange. I thought he was just going to try to use the time zone on her corpse, and we were going to get Marvel Zombies out of here. Because I guess I didn't really know. Is this going to be Marvel Zombies? It seemed like we're dealing with the death of his girl or his wife or what have you. But no, he ends up just learning dark magic and having to suck the essence out of other creatures to get more powerful in order to, I guess, break the absolute point in time.
Yeah. What I loved about that though is, and everyone said it on Twitter, this could have been Doctor Strange 2.
yeah.
Because I loved the twist that the ancient one split him, and that he has the other one of him is over here doing
didn't
this
know.
stuff. Yeah,
We
I
didn't-
think,
and I
I think
loved
had
that
to hit-
twist.
I think I had to hit rewind on that part. Like, wait, well, hold on, wait a minute. You did what? You split the timelines in two. Now there's two, and then
Yeah, I loved it.
To that
I
point, what
loved
the
that
hell-
Story. I loved his like his armor he had on. You know the spell he had. I
Yeah.
just thought. That's my favorite episode.
So my whole thing is like, yeah, that could have been Doctor Strange 2. What are we gonna get in Doctor Strange 2? Like, I have no idea what to expect.
What I want is the evil insect that he took the cape off of to come in Doctor Strange 2.
I don't know. Can we get a dark Doctor Strange from the What If series in the Multiverse of Madness, or a reference or anything?
They did
Right.
state we could get live action versions of any one of these shows or characters.
Okay, so that's coming for sure.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
And now that I'm seeing things like Dark Doctor Strange or the Zombies episode being kind of left on a big cliffhanger of did they make it to Wakanda or not? Both of these could get turned into live action features or be featured in something. It very easily could be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Doctor Strange was such a great episode. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And now, was the last monster Shuma Garath?
Well, it
Well,
was the
they've been
first
implying
monster,
that
too.
multiple. So here's my problem with
Twice.
Doctor Strange into zombies. Here's my
Right.
issue. Everything up until Doctor Strange showed the Uatu getting more and more involved, breaking it, seeing things, being
Yeah,
Doctor Strange was that breaking point. He saw Uatu and Uatu was talking
Yep.
to him. They had that back and forth.
yeah.
I thought that's what we were building to, that he was going to get more and more involved until something happens in 9. And then we get to zombies and he has no role to play other than
No,
the intro
yeah.
and the outro.
Yeah, but
that's
is
weird.
that just how powerful Doctor Strange
That's
became?
what I took from it, because I was like, he's getting so powerful. At first, he sensed him, and as he got more and more powerful, he's like, dude, are you gonna help with this? Like, I can see you. You're right there.
Yeah.
And then he talks
God,
back.
didn't he?
Did he?
I don't know if
He
he,
did,
called
but
him
then
a
he
god
s-
or not.
didn't he
but-
say
Yeah, he
he's
called him
not
a
a
god. I
god?
think he called him you're a god or something like you're watching me.
Yeah. So like he
Yeah.
didn't know he was there until he started getting more and more and more powerful. I think the Watcher has legs too. I think we're getting the Watcher. I mean, I know we kind of got him in the MCU and Guardians 2 real quick,
Mhm.
but I think the Watcher is going to play a part in the MCU as well.
So do you think that this was a nod to what the Watcher's going to do, or just as a way to show how powerful Doctor Strange got?
Just how powerful Doctor Strange got.
Yeah, because I think with the Watcher, we're getting him in every episode. He's the intro to the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see him in the MCU. I don't see why we would, unless it's like a cameo or something like that. Because we're getting.
Wars.
You better get your Watcher stuff in right now, because I don't know how much more we're gonna get of him after this. But
Well, I mean, as long as the Watcher's not Kang, I think I'll be okay. You know,
No, he will not be Kang. Like, I do think we're gonna get the Watcher, some way, shape, or form. I do. But we'll
I
see.
mean,
if we don't,
I-
you got to eat a shoe.
No,
I'm not
I'm with
playing
the
that
shoe.
game.
I already did that. I won that by the skin of my teeth. I'm not putting that on the table again. I won that through a technicality.
I was going to
Like,
say that technicality on that one.
I got a technicality. I didn't have to eat a shoe. All right, like.
So, I mean, you guys mentioned Shuma Gorath, right? Because we got the same type of beast in the first episode, in this episode. So that could be something we get in the Multiverse of Madness, right? Some kind of, that could be a big threat, unless.
Well, that's what I thought was going on. I thought we were building up to Shuma Gorath and the Watcher. And I'm taking Benny's crazy theories, but this one actually is kind of grounded to an extent.
Yeah,
Shuma Gorath's going to keep breaking through the barriers to the point where the Watcher has to get involved. Like maybe the last episode is what if Shuma Gorath broke the multiversal barrier? Watcher gets involved, and he also grabs Doctor Strange somehow.
Because it keeps coming through. It's not supposed to be there. It's coming through another dimension, like a portal or whatever.
Yeah.
So that could make that makes sense. Where it's like, okay, I'm going to step in because this is not supposed to happen. Where's the TVA when you need him? I mean,
yeah. You know what I really like too is they keep going back and like we've got a bunch of characters now multiple times in multiple episodes, which I'm really excited about. We have yet to see Thor though, right? We just saw him real quick get killed in the one episode.
Right.
So.
He had very rosy cheeks. He looked like a very happy man. He had the Disney cheeks.
Yeah, a lot of them had the rosy cheeks. But then, now with episode 5, we got Marvel Zombies. So do we have any idea what's happening in the next 4 episodes?
I don't.
Someone in our chat said that episode 6 is Killmonger. I think that's the one where Killmonger became Black Panther.
Oh, okay. Really?
Don't we have to get one with? Doesn't Spidey become Sorcerer Supreme or something?
Oh.
No, that was in Zombies.
That's what they considered. Yeah, I know he had it on, but like, I thought he becomes Sorcerer Supreme, but I guess not.
Maybe. I mean, they've been very tight-lipped about what each episode is, and we've gotten all the episodes that are in the trailer, as far as I've seen. I mean, have we seen anything else in the trailer that is not?
Thor has to get an episode. We have to get a Thor episode, right?
Maybe. What's the what if for Thor?
I don't know.
What if Jane Foster became Thor?
Yeah,
which is going to happen in the next movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like Thor. I'm a Thor guy. So Marvel Zombies, right?
I was going to say, let's go to zombies. We didn't actually touch on zombies yet.
I thought this was cool. And basically, the Mark Ruffalo leak that he gave was the beginning of this episode, right? So Bruce Banner gets shot through the Bifrost back to Earth from Thanos' ship. And he wakes up like Rick. Is it Rick Grimes? Yeah, I haven't watched Walking Dead in so long. Rick Grimes. So he wakes up in the hospital or the Sanctum. How do you say it? Centaurum.
Sanctum Centaurum. Yeah, that's it.
Sanctum Centaurum. He wakes up. Nobody's outside.
Like sanatorium. Sanity. Santorum.
Yeah. Santorum.
Yeah,
I can never pronounce that. The streets are empty, and then we see the Avengers come through. They destroy. The Black Order, is it 2 of them? I think it is.
Yeah.
And they end up being zombies. So the thing with this episode that was kind of funny, it was like, I don't know, the tone was dark, but the characters were kind of light for the most part.
Yes.
I think that's why we had Spider-Man, to really have that humor, because they even brought that up, how he keeps the humor and keeps the smile. Like that was a plot point. So I think that's the big reason we had Spider-Man in there. This episode in general, though, for me, I loved it and didn't like it at the same time. Out of all the episodes, this was the most exciting to watch, but you had to excuse any common sense. Like when Wasp decided to be a giant and walk over the zombies, me and my wife were both like, okay, shrink down, shrink back down. Don't be giant. Don't die a giant. Shrink. And she just dies a giant. And then later she gets up a giant zombie. I'm like, why did no one yell at her to shrink? What is wrong with you?
I thought she was going to toss them.
Yeah.
My whole thing was like, if you could just grow large like that and stomp on them, why don't you just like take a bunch of them out or like wipe them or slam a side of a building down or something?
To get them off of her. She just let them climb. Like
she just knew she was going to sacrifice herself. And then it's like, yeah, you're going to let yourself be turned into a giant zombie now? Like, that's not going to help
you're
anybody.
not helping the cause, sister.
Yeah, she could have at least shrunk down as she was dying while everyone was safe, but she still would be a pretty dangerous zombie. The flying, the shrinking, the giant wasp.
Wait, why did she fly after them as a zombie when they were? Why did she throw a zombie? Like,
yeah, there was a lot of humor. I'll tell you, for a darker episode with a ton of deaths, there was a lot of humor. And coming off of the Doctor Strange episode, I didn't
Right.
expect that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect the humor in there.
I expected it to be very dark. Another thing that was kind of like Peter Parker kept being like me, the audience, where he's like, "Has nobody seen a horror movie? We're gonna separate." No, don't do that. Like,
and then I always pronounce her name wrong too. But then she at the end, she's like, "Yeah, we shouldn't have separated." I liked how we had the Doctor Strange cloak. It always reminds me of like the rug from Aladdin, like from the Disney one.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see him be on Spider-Man, but also to be Ant-Man, because Ant-Man is just a head in a glass jar, and he kind of gave him like
Mr.
a body.
Burns from the future, wasn't he?
Have either of you guys actually read Marvel Zombies?
Yeah,
No.
I have. I think I've read all of them actually.
Okay, I have too. The T'Challa thing wasn't Vision, if I remember correctly. It wasn't Vision as Scarlet Witch. I can't remember who was keeping T'Challa captive, though, to feed to their significant other. I can't remember who that was.
I don't really
That was
remember,
pretty
but
cool,
I remember Peter Parker eating Mary Jane. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is crazy. And they had Galactus in it. I remember.
And they had the whole thing where he'd use his veins for webbing because he couldn't get the webbing to work right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember who had. Was it Hank Pym? Everyone's saying.
Oh,
Hank
yeah,
Pym.
it's Hank. Okay, but I'm glad they didn't do Hank again.
Yeah, they couldn't, right?
They're like, we already made Hank the bad guy in 2 episodes. We probably should do something else. Plus, I think I liked the changes to how this is very MCU-like, how it came down in Infinity War and how they used Vision and Wanda instead of Hank and Wasp. Like they made it MCU-centric, which I enjoyed.
Yeah. And it also gave WandaVision vibes, like how tight their relationship is to make Vision, who's not even a human, kind of do these what he even says it something like he had to atone for what he's done. Like he knew he was doing evil things, but his love for Wanda was so strong. And dang, like speak of, about his a character that you don't want to be a zombie. Like she was a beast, man.
Yeah.
And it was kind of Hank Pym's fault. Like all the stuff really came from the quantum realm. I thought that was a cool touch. Like that's where this virus originated when he saves his wife and brings her back, and then boom, that's how the infestation starts.
Yeah. My biggest complaint with this episode, I didn't like Paul Rudd's head. Like he got the kid. He just I did get to a point, and luckily it was at the end of the episode when he was cracking jokes in the plane, the Quinjet or whatever they were using.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just shut up, man. Like, he's like, oh, I'm an Avenger too, and I'm like, okay, cool joke, but I'm not really. I'm kind of like, oh, you kind of ruined that joke. It doesn't land the same now. Like,
I think they were trying to just channel that Marvel Zombies cheesiness of it, like adding that aspect to it. Like the episode probably could have done without it. And then it ends in typical what if fashion, where it's like a terrible ending. Like they finally get to Wakanda. It's the last safety zone or whatever. But really it's zombie Thanos in there with all the stones, except for the one that they literally have on them that they're bringing to him. So it's like, okay.
So my question about that is this going to lead into a second episode or lead into something?
I don't think
because
so.
the of all the episodes kind of resolved. Sharon Carter got to the future, resolved. T'Challa did the whole heist, resolved. We discovered who the killer was, and Loki conquered the planet, resolved. Doctor Strange was lost forever, resolved. This one left with, we're going to Wakanda. Oh, by the way, Thanos is also a zombie. It's like, wait, what? If you had left it with we're going to Wakanda, I would have been like, okay, then that was it.
They'll be safe. They'll find the cure with the stone.
But the Thanos thing is weird.
That's another part I had to rewind. I was like, it was so fast. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so they get there. Okay, Thanos is a zombie. He's got all the stones but one, and then it just ends. So, I mean, it's open for a sequel. It kind of is like, what if the Infinity War was by a zombie Thanos, I guess?
Yeah.
They kind of ended it like I Am Legend, except, oh, by the way, one of the zombies has a super weapon. Like that's all I pictured was I Am Legend.
You're not wrong. Where like it ends on a hopeful note, but we don't definitively know what happened. We're just left to guess.
I feel like zombie Thanos with all of the stones would just keep bringing everyone back to life so that they can eat them all again, like over and over again.
Well, I mean, who did they do that to in the book? They kept eating someone who could heal. Didn't they?
Was it Deadpool or Wolverine?
It probably was one of the two of them. I mean, they're the ones that typically do that.
Yeah.
I know Hulk kept reverting back to Bruce Banner, which was causing all kinds of actual issues for him. Like he couldn't digest the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was saying we get a young Thor. What if Thor's unworthy? And then we get a Killmonger episode, but that's only 2 more. So
The
don't know
Killmonger
what's
seems
that.
weird because like that's what happened in the movie. Like he did become
Yeah.
Black Panther. Okay.
Yeah. And
But I
we
guess
did have an
maybe
unworthy Thor in the beginning of the first Thor movie.
Yeah.
Like 3/4 of the Thor movie.
Right. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this going forward. But yeah, they said Wolverine, they believe, is the one who had that issue. The head in the jar was another thing they had in Marvel Zombies, but the way they made it appear in this one, especially when they gave it the cloak, it just reminded me of Futurama.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're doing Marvel Zombies, Futurama. What? Why is that dropping in here?
Maybe it would have been way too dark without Spider-Man's comic relief and without Ant-Man in the jar. Like it would have just been.
I would have been okay with that though. We got it in Doctor Strange. Like that was a tough episode.
We had a lot of great scenes too, like Bucky versus Zombie Cap. That was tight. And then people are dying, like Sharon Carter's dying, and it's like some people care, some people didn't care at all. I was like,
yeah. What about they just kind of left the Hulk fighting? Like they just abandoned him over there fighting. Yeah. Like he can't get bitten. He's pretty much invincible. Oh, now he's fighting Scarlet Witch. Bye. Like,
thanks. Like, see you later.
Be going at it forever.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work at all. So what do you guys think about the whole season thus far, up to episode 5, where we are now?
You want to go first, Gary?
Yeah, I'm. Other than Zombies and Doctor Strange, which I almost want to put Doctor Strange still the best episode of the season, they, to me, have gotten progressively better. I think the Cap episode is easily the worst, followed by the T'Challa episode, which was good, gave you a glimpse of hope, like, okay. Like, I did like the Collector fight versus T'Challa.
Right. And he had Hela's awesome. Crown thing.
Using Hela's stuff, referencing the Necro Sword. I do think we're going to get glimpses of this kind of stuff in the MCU, or references to the what if multiverse, whatever you want to call it, in the MCU. I'm hoping we get maybe some of the characters that Doctor Strange absorbed. Maybe we get glimpses of them. Maybe we get the Dark Doctor Strange. But so far as a whole, I'm actually enjoying this a lot more than I thought. And it's because they're getting better. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I am.
Do you think that they front-loaded the worst of the episodes? I know Sharon Carter, they wanted to have first to kind of spotlight what this is. But do you think that they front-loaded the worst of them intentionally? So that as it completes, we're like, oh, look how amazing this became.
I think it's going to progressively get like crazier and bigger in scope. I mean, hopefully, with the teases that what we're seeing, what the next episodes are supposed to be, that doesn't sound like it. But so far, it does seem like, man, if you thought that crazy Doctor Strange was something, wait till you see all the Marvel Universe as zombies or whatever. So I think I had a little bit too high expectations going into this. This was kind of like one of the Phase 4 announcements that I was like, yo, what if this is going to be crazy?
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't really consider that it was going to be like all MCU type of characters, and that's the only thing that I kind of maybe was let down with. Like, we're not getting like X-Men stuff, right? Because they're not in the MCU. So we're just getting slightly different versions of what happened in the MCU. Although Marvel Zombies was a big stretch, and Doctor Strange was, like we said, it's almost seemed like it was more of what the next Doctor Strange movie would be. But nothing like really out there besides those 2 episodes. But you know what? The animation style is good. The voice acting is good for the most part, especially tapping in the actors from the actual movie. So you had Mark Ruffalo, we had Chadwick Boseman, and all these people. So I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely going to watch the end of it. I'm hoping to see something big and crazy, especially for like the last episode. So we'll see.
The big question is, though, would you watch this if it wasn't your job? Because all 3 of us, this is our job to watch this and then talk about it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's our job to watch it because we loved it so much that that's what we
became our job.
I just want to say I have a regular job.
I would have watched it. I would have watched it either way. I'm the type of like fan that I'm going to enjoy it for what it is, no matter what. Even if it's something that I was like, they could have did that better. I mean, I'm still going to watch every movie and show for the most part. So. Yeah, I would have watched it.
I would have too. And correct me if I'm wrong, but does this not have a season 2 written all over it?
I mean, it could be.
More so
either way, it doesn't even need to have a cliffhanger. I mean, the cliffhanger, the season, episode 5 of season 2 could be the continuation of zombies. Like,
right? What if Thanos got into Wakanda?
What if Thanos had a helicopter? No, I think if Uatu interferes, if he interferes, that kind of shoots itself in the foot for a season 2. I think he has to always just watch.
Chat, we got season 2 was confirmed already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So the second one to get a second season now.
I'm enjoying. I think some people are a little upset with the animation. I think it's fine. I think it actually works pretty well.
It's
Disney's
growing
got a
on me,
hand
but
in it. Yeah.
I would have preferred something else. I would have. Like it does look weird at times.
It's because it's almost like CGI animation, right?
Yeah.
Like a little Berserk 2000.
We don't discuss Berserk's anime. We don't discuss that.
Yeah, a little bit of that look, a little rosy cheek look at times. I think Happy Hogan, they kind of had him look. You guys watch Always Sunny?
Yes,
I haven't watched it in years.
So I just saw the episode the other night where Charlie, the robbers in the convenience store, and they're all having visions of what they're supposed to do, and Charlie's is like an animation. I'm like, oh, this looks like Marvel's What If. He's got like the rosy cheeks and like that Disney animated vibe.
It's funny because with Happy, he's the only one I didn't recognize at all. Like even when they said it was Happy, it didn't even look like him. I couldn't play like that's not Happy. I don't know what you're trying to say here.
They did Favreau dirty in that one.
They did. I also don't like they made him goofier. Like of all the people in Zombies, he's the one that acted so out of character. Blam, blam, blam. Like no, that's definitely not Happy.
And then Happy the Zombie did it too.
Blam. Like, oh, really?
It was like they wanted this intense episode where your favorite characters are turning to zombies, but they made it a little goofy. I wish the episode was a little more serious, and I think that's probably why I like the Doctor Strange episode much more. Not much more, a little more.
Just so you know who was meowing this whole time. That's just roaming around my feet. But I mean, any more you guys think you really want to discuss? This is the problem with these what ifs, and this is the reason why we haven't done it weekly. We did discuss it briefly.
Short,
They're just short. That's the issue. Even on Absolutely Marvel and DC, which I didn't properly promote, the channel where I do discuss movies and TV shows on a weekly basis, it's so hard to even stretch out the discussion to 10 minutes on the individual episodes.
Yeah, and there's nothing to speculate on, really. There's nothing to really talk about for the future. Next week's episode, okay, this makes sense from last 2 episodes. Okay, it's all tied together. We're not getting any of that.
Yeah, because we don't even know what the next episode is for sure. I mean, we only know from what the comments say.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I wanted to get at with this. That's kind of the problem, I think, with this show versus Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Without them being this continued arc, we have nothing to speculate on or talk about. So, like Zombies. All right, well, that was fun. Did you like it? No. Did you like it? Yes. All right. We'll see what happens next week. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where a lot of the discussions have been. Well, Loki, we're sitting here like, who's the dog? Who's the Loki? Is that an alligator? What is
There's
that?
no way it's going to be Kang. And then
there's no way it's going to be Kang. You know, even with Falcon Winter Soldier, it's like, who's taking the serum next week?
Yeah, there was at least something to talk about. It wasn't great, Falcon Winter Soldier, but between Loki, WandaVision, I mean, those 2 shows together, there was a lot to talk about, a lot to speculate on. We're not getting any of that with this, which is okay. We take it for what it is, right? It's
okay. I got something for you guys. So each show so far has given us something pretty big to look forward to, right? Like WandaVision, we have now the Darkhold, we have the Android Vision out there somewhere. What's going to happen with Wanda and Loki? We have obviously Kang, which is huge ramifications for the MCU. Falcon Winter Soldier got a brand new Captain America. With this now, do you think they end with something crazy like what if mutants or something along those lines? Something maybe that we really wanted in the other shows that we didn't get, and we're not really expecting it here, but they could drop something crazy like that.
If the announcement that happened 3 hours ago didn't happen, I would not suggest the X-Men. I would say the farthest thing from the truth would be even the hint of mutants. But we literally just got Marvel's Wolverine announcement.
Yeah, for the video game, right?
Yeah.
video game.
I know it's not the MCU, and I know they said that they want to bring out the mutants in their spectacular fashion, but that doesn't mean they couldn't imply them through What If, and that be the what big moment we finally have. I mean, they did the Quicksilver thing, which wasn't Quicksilver, but isn't kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm still not sold that it's not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And like, that's kind of the issue, I think. That what is this show? This show's great. I'm actually enjoying it now, other than that first episode, but you're right. What are we going to get? What are we going to get that's going to, unless the Watcher breaks something. Like that's.
You ready? We're getting the Necro Sword. We're getting a Dark Doctor Strange, and we're getting the Watcher.
Well, I mean, look, we're dealing with we're dealing with multiverse right now. We got it set up. Did it get set up in WandaVision? Or am I tripping?
Yeah.
It did, right?
Yeah, because she
got
heard
ex-
them. Remember, she heard
right,
them.
and then it got expounded upon in Loki. So yeah, what if he does something that directly follows up in like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness?
This show is getting me more and more excited about Doctor Strange, which I already was. I'm still all in on Eternals. I think that's
is that the first. Is that the first time we got an Uncle Ben mention?
He's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So we have a super chat here. Just some guy with a mustache. He's been bringing a lot of good ones, and thank you so much for that. I was going to just thank you at the end, but I'll say it right now. But this was great. The first mention of Uncle Ben by name. That's true. We have not even heard a mention of Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. We kind of had a big discussion, Gary and I, on my channel. We were doing a stream on Sunday about how, it feels like Tom Holland's Spider-Man lacks because it doesn't have that. But again, we've seen that twice already, and the studio had to make that decision. Like, do we do the origin again? They kind of already got it. But
it's kind of like with Batman. I really hope the new Batman doesn't open with the pearls hitting the ground.
Yeah, we know. We get it.
Yeah.
If somebody's curious what his origin is, just watch every other Batman movie or every other Spider-Man movie.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. I'm really excited for Eternals because you're talking about stuff, what kind of, we're talking mutants really quick, right? I think Eternals is going to be so big. I'm so excited for it. But this show is getting me excited for Doctor Strange. And it's almost like Phase 4 is setting the groundwork and the foundation for everything coming out of the multiverse. It seems like they're building this multiverse. Like they are throwing it at us left and right. It is constant. It's in, I didn't see Shang-Chi. I don't know if it was really referenced in Shang-Chi, but it was referenced in WandaVision. You're getting it in What If. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and maybe even the Eternals talk about it. Like, they're building it.
I'm not going to spoil Shang-Chi,
right?
But there's implications that it could be. That's all I'm going to say.
So there you go. Like,
if the door is open in Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi.
That's good. That's good. So you see they're building this. Like, they're building the multiverse for maybe Phase 5 or 6. So
we got it. Yeah. I was gonna say we had a question in the chat. Featherfly, Miles and MCU, and any opinions. So who owns Miles, man? Is it Sony or is it Disney?
Pretty sure Sony. Sony owns everything that's Spider related, which is the problem they're having.
Either way, we can get that cameo in this No Way Home, especially because we know the Feast is there, so that's like what Aunt May's could be working there. Miles could be working there. Mr. Negative is the one who runs that. So we know the Easter egg is there from the truck.
With Disney and Sony seeming to work pretty well right now together, I wouldn't be surprised. Sony's not stupid. You bring Miles into the MCU and Sony has the rights, forget it.
Yeah. Sony, because I don't know how much of the gaming market you guys do work with and know about, but like the whole Spider-Man being in the Marvel's Avengers game, Sony doesn't own the rights to Spider-Man on the video games. They're just paying out the butt to ensure Spider-Man never gets on another console. Like they want you to think Sony Spider-Man, whatever they got to pay.
They're paying exclusivity rights or whatever that is to keep him on a PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be very expensive.
They just announced that Spider-Man 2 game too today, right?
Right. And like I said, to try to keep you synonymously thinking. So I'm worried that Sony is now like, Wolverine. No one's thought about the X-Men. We'll lock them in.
What's funny about that, and Jem, we were talking about this too, like Marvel, Disney, they're not stupid. They're not going to talk about a property until they're really talking about it. We haven't heard anything about the X-Men. And Jem, we were talking about Fantastic Four statues. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing. Zero.
Still, but they're giving us Silver Surfer, Doom, and Galactus, so it's like
I was like,
right there.
Did you miss the giant Galactus statue? I know Jem's got on a pre-order, most likely.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So they're dancing around it, but first of all, they've never made, I don't think, a Mr. Fantastic. They have only made the Thing that I can think of for like a premium format type statue. And I always look to the statues and the omnibus. What are they printing? Because typically they try to coincide with that kind of stuff. Like I remember when they announced a reprint for the Fantastic Four omnibus way before they got the rights back. I was like, I think they're going to get the rights to Fantastic Four because Marvel was now showing an interest in reprinting that material.
See, I work up the same mentality because I play like half of their app games. Right. If a character suddenly shows up in the mobile game like Strike Force, I have this talk with Sal every week where it's like, they'll never use this character, Sal. Polaris just got announced into Strike Force. What do you think's going on in the comics right now? Like,
there was another one.
Look, they're focusing on X-Men now. Oh, Fox sold to Disney. What?
They're not stupid.
Yeah, no, for sure. But they had somebody else recently, Benny. You talked about on another stream that Strike Force had just announced as well. But I can't think of who the hell it even was. But yeah, you kind of look for those kind of nods if they're trying to build up a name for them, or if there's a new miniseries in the comics, like got to keep an eye on that because they're doing that for a reason. So
I do want to state real quick: the only reason there's a Kang comic is because he's an Ant-Man, not because he was in Loki.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to go down and say I don't think Kang is the big villain here. I think he's just going to be. I wouldn't be surprised. I think we will get bad Kang variants, right? But I think he's going to be around for a while, but it's not the big bad.
But what is his role though? Like,
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
Because there's more than one of him out there.
Right. The big bad one's coming.
Oh, he's coming.
I think we're way off track.
Well, I was going to close out the episode because of how off track we are. Final verdict on mid-season What If. Love it, hate
this. I'm loving it more than I'm not loving it.
Okay. Gary, loving it or hating it?
I definitely it's getting better each episode. I don't know how to rate it. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Here's a good one. I'm actually enjoying it more than Falcon Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not downgrading Falcon Winter Soldier, but I'm enjoying this more. I enjoyed Benny. We know this. I enjoyed WandaVision the most. I would say Loki second, in my opinion. What If and Falcon Winter Soldier. So that's my order. I don't know how to rate it.
I'll agree with you on this one. Yeah. I'll agree with you on that one because Falcon Winter Soldier for me just felt like a really long movie. While Loki and WandaVision just felt amazing. So much was revealed. So much happened. And I'm liking What If. But it started out slow, so I'll place it third with you.
So, okay. Gary, I would do the same, but I would do Loki, then WandaVision, then What If.
Just flip them.
You're just wrong. Anyway.
Could be.
It's 2-1 here, Jem. We win.
Yeah, without any of the defects here, it's a 2-1. Yeah.
I like the 3 more. This is better because we can side against him, Gary. Like all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's episode. We'll be back in 4 weeks with the finale. We'll be doing it again. But Jem, why don't you tell them where they can find you, what you do on your channel, and then Gary, you go right after him. All right?
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm over here on YouTube, Gem and Collectibles. I do statue unboxing and reviews. I do weekly comic book reviews. I like these omnibus, so I do big haul videos for those. Daily content still. So come check it out.
Still.
There's some behind the scenes talk about that, but so far I can't break the habit.
And where can they find you, Gary? And what do you do?
I'm over at Very Gary Comics. I go out, I buy comic book collections. We go over the key issues. We talk about which ones are important, which aren't. We talk values, numbers, dollars, and then we send the bigger keys off to CGC. And when they come back, we do unboxings, check the grades, check the values. I think tomorrow's episode might be a flea market hunt video. How's that?
Right.
That was fun. So that'll be tomorrow's video.
And for you guys who are wondering, I did find Jem because I also collect sideshow statues, and I found Gary before I ever met him because I love flea market hunt hauls. I just love that. I also watch the ones where they go find the old action figures. So
it's treasure hunting, man. Modern day treasure hunting.
That's all we have. There's nothing undiscovered. We have to discover it at a flea market.
We're a reality show. Let's go. Where are these networks? Come get us.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. And if you want to hear me talking more about TV shows and movies and stuff, check out my other channel, Absolutely Marvel and DC, where I round up all of my friends and we chat about all the shows, all the movies, even the ones you guys hate on a daily basis over there. Oh, we watch the CW shows, Gary. Oh, it's bad.
You guys are hardcore, man.
Yeah.
Would you watch that if it wasn't your job?
No, I've said that. No.
Wait, all of the would you watch any of the CW shows?
I just watched the latest episode of Supergirl. That's how bad it's gotten.
I heard it got better though, didn't it?
Supergirl's actually not that bad this season. Flash got really bad.
Flash hasn't been good in years, I feel like.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. We'll be back in 4 weeks in the next episode of this. Thank you for joining us for tonight's episode. And go check out both their channels. I would really appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you next time right here.
See you.